Hey everyone, welcome to the Veronica Ramos Podcast. Today I have Daisy Treviño here,
Hi.
my friend. Cheers.
Cheers.
I'm excited to have you here.
Thank you. I'm excited
And
to be here.
have a conversation. We met in high school.
Well, we knew each other in high school. I don't remember.
I don't think we ever met.
No, we just knew of each other.
We would see each other maybe in the hallways, and then we
Yes.
started working together.
Yes.
At a Mexican restaurant, I remember.
Yeah.
You were the hostess,
Yeah,
and I was bussing tables, how they say. I was cleaning tables.
Yeah.
And then I would just see you. I remember seeing you. We didn't even did you graduate from Chihuahua?
But I'm younger than you a year.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like I barely even remember seeing you in the hallways too. I think it was mostly after school,
Yes.
right?
Yeah,
We
yeah,
started
yeah.
working at the Mexican restaurant. How's your week going?
Good. Busy.
Your day?
Today.
Today?
Today has been no, it's been good.
Yeah. I saw you went to the fair yesterday.
That was fun. It's always a vibe.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, what's something that people don't know about you? And we also got our wine. Because
Oh yeah, we're gonna need it.
So I wanted to bring Daisy on to the podcast because you have gone through some shit. And I feel like it's a lot of women are going to relate to it. I feel like there's so much women that have gone through what you went through. And I don't know, I feel like it's just relatable.
Yes.
It's very relatable.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people maybe can't relate to me in this specific way, like the details, but I think that the way that you overcome certain things, it's nice to hear. It's refreshing to hear somebody else, because then you're like, wait, if they went through this, I could do it too.
Yeah.
You know?
I can get through it as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like a lot of people know, but they don't know, or they don't know the details. They don't know unless you're like my best friends, my family, they know. But other than that, they just see and hear.
And that's
make
why,
assumptions.
that's why I wanted to have the conversation with you, because this is to share your story and how you overcame that. I know you were telling me the other time that it's something that you can talk about comfortable now because you're healed from it. But a few years ago, it's something that you couldn't even talk about.
No.
It's just nice that you're going to share your story. It's
Yes.
nothing to do with trying to bash anybody. It's mostly just her story and what she went through. And also probably that a lot of people assumed stuff they knew of it, but they never knew the details of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm super excited to talk about, so before we start, because I don't want to start right to the deep,
The tea.
the tea.
No.
What is something that people don't know about you?
I feel like I'm such an open book. I feel like people don't know how unserious I am.
It's not that serious.
No. Yeah. If you really know me, you're like, oh, it's really
Yeah, it's not that serious. Yeah.
I'm kind of not mencita, but I have my moments. Maybe people think I'm super quiet. Super. No.
But you're not once you
No.
get comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's nice. What would you describe yourself, your role in life other than your career? Who are you? How would you introduce yourself other than work and career wise?
I don't know. I just would want to come off as somebody who genuinely loves and cares and is a loyal person. Genuine. Real. At least I want to be able, if I can't be real with you, then
If you have to put up front.
yes.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to do that. Because at the end of the day, I feel we have our careers and we have the things, right? Whatever.
Yeah.
And we have our hobbies, the gym, but that's not what makes you you. That's just
And it's so hard to not put yourself okay, I'm a realtor. You're not just a realtor. You're way more than that as a person. Okay, so today Daisy's gonna share her story, what she went through, how she overcame. So pretty much, let's start from the beginning, from the very beginning. How did everything start? We're gonna just jump right into it, of everything that happened to you and how you healed and what you learned from it.
Well, I want to ask you, what do you know, or what did you think you knew?
Yeah.
Or what, so we can go from there, because I could start from the very beginning of when I first
Yeah.
got married, and there was rainbows, sunshines, and butterflies. Is that where we want to start?
That's where we want to start.
Okay.
We want to start from the very beginning, how it all went down, and we're going to get the details, the nitty gritty of it. And again, this is it's just like your story of what happened to you. And I always tell people it's crazy how I have friends that are so beautiful, like beautiful on the inside and beautiful on the outside, and they're still like got fucked over by a guy or haven't met the love of their life. And I'm like, I tell my husband all the time, I'm like, babe, they're like so beautiful inside and out, like how are they not taken already, you know? And like with a guy that like gives them the world because they're so beautiful. Like I just don't get it.
She does say that. She'll tell us that.
I'm like, I don't get it. Okay, so let's start from the very beginning.
Okay, so back in 2020, I think. No, before 19 maybe. I just got done doing a bodybuilding show. And I was working at the restaurant still, but I was a mesera, so I was a server.
Oh, you turned into a mesera.
And then I was working at a coffee shop. I was doing both. I always had 2 jobs, like always. So.
Oh, but you weren't in high school anymore. This was after high school.
This was after high school. I did college for like, I think like a year and quarter to honestly, like it wasn't for me. I was having to pay out of pocket, so I was kind of like I don't really know what I want to do or anything yet. So I was working. I had just got done with my bodybuilding show, and then one of my regulars was my old DB, designated broker.
Oh, because you were already in real estate at the time.
Yeah. Well, I had just started getting into it when I was like 19 or 20. And he was my old DB, was my regular, and had asked me like, hey, you're really good with people. You're bilingual. Well, bilingual in serving.
Oh my God, I did not know that they kind of like planted that seed for you.
He's like, what do you think about real estate? I said, I don't think about real estate, actually.
I think a lot of other things.
Yeah, I think about a lot of other things. And then he's like, okay. Mind you, I had no idea who these people were. They were just like, I would treat them like I would treat anybody else, you know? Yeah. Then I see them again. Obviously I would see them a lot, but then I see them again at a gas station. And he's like, hey, so you know that building over there? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, well, that's my building. And I don't know how one thing led to another. Next thing you know, I have an interview.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, they're doing my courses for real estate.
Okay.
Yeah. Then I was.
So that's how you technically got into real estate too.
Yeah. Okay. It wasn't because I wanted to. It's because somebody else told me about it. Then like I liked the whole aspect of like learning, being in a room with so many different people, like different ages, learning different things. I was under a builder and we did a development over in Pasco. So I was mostly like the one that would sit the open houses and, you know, the seller's representative, I guess.
Yeah.
Was the agent on there along with somebody else. So I was like her assistant. And then, but I was still working. I would do both. So I would do real estate because they had me there. It was kind of like 8 to 5. And then after I would go and be a mesera. And then that's where I met just brand new manager at the time. I mean, we worked together, but it was always fun. The group that worked there were really cool. We got along really well. It was really good. And we would end up closing all the time together. So then we'd end up having like those, like just good conversations.
Was that with your ex-husband?
Yes.
Okay. So he was a manager there. Okay. So that's how you met.
Yeah.
Okay, and so what was it like? So then you guys met, and then a little bit after.
Yeah, so we met there. Then we started, I think we were both like in our own little things, situations or whatever you want to call it. Then we started dating. 9 months later, he was very much so like, oh, I know it's you and you're going to be my wife. And I was young and I was like, oh, okay.
How old were you at that time?
I had just turned 21.
Okay. You were already like a religious person, or was that like when you met him?
Honestly, no. I mean,
like we've been religious like our whole life. You know what I mean? Like we've known like of God. There's a point where you start going to church and like it grows in you, in your heart to like get into, you know. I feel like we all have that stage those in our life where we're like, okay, you know, God. And then you get it, you know, you get more into it.
Well, I think I was just kind of tired of like the same thing. And I was kind of like, God, what am I supposed to do with my life? Like, yes, I'm getting into real estate, but is this really what I'm supposed to do? Like, I was such in like a limbo of like, then I'm dating someone, but I also don't want to date just to date. Like, I want to date for marriage. And he was telling me, you know, nope, you're this, you're that. Came from a really good background of a family, you know, super, I think parents were pastors or like good growing up. And I was like, that's good, you know, because I feel like I came from not a broken family, but I had a single mom. Father wasn't really around. He lived in a different state, would off and on talk to him. But even then, I'm like, I don't want to keep repeating this like, for myself. I want to have something that's mine, establish it, be good.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, good background. And then I'm like, and religious. I'm like, you know, so that's what kind of, I was like, okay, so then we ended up, well, with both Christian families, you can't move in together. You can't do anything until you're married.
Yes.
So we dated for like 9 months, went to go look at rings, picked out a ring. Then within the next month, we were engaged.
And then at that point, he was like, obviously, like super in love with you.
Yes.
Like,
oh, yeah. It was like fire.
Magical.
Never had no arguments.
You were in heaven.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially with like the guys previously, like I had known, I was like, oh my gosh. And then there was an accent involved. And I was like, this is wow.
You're like my dream man, religious.
Goes to the gym. Because I was super into the gym.
You scored.
Yeah,
según, you're like, yeah, me saqué la lotería.
So then within 11 months from dating, we were married. And it was during COVID. So we're like, oh, we have to be on lockdown. We might as well be on lockdown together.
Yeah. So you're like, let's get married.
Well, yeah, both of us. He wanted to get out of his parents. I was kind of like, I was in no rush. But he was like, we got an apartment low-key behind my parents' back.
Yeah.
And then,
because todavía no estabas casada.
Right. But I couldn't live there, move in until after. Yep. So then we rushed that.
Okay. And so then you get married. So then it was like, how long was it good for? How long were you in this relationship for in total?
So if we had been married for like 4 years.
4 years total.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So everything's going good.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful.
At the time.
Just got married. We've been on like a little getaway. Like it was, I thought it was good. I'm like, oh, this is it. He would go to my family's church. We go to church together. And I was like, this is great.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I'd be reading my Bible and he would come up and be like, oh, yeah, this is where this and this happened. And I was like, yes, like a man that can lead, that knows and that can lead. Because more than anything, like that's super important within a marriage. So we're good for a few years, for at least solid. Got married in 2020. And we got married again because that was just like court wedding. Then we had a big wedding, planned the wedding.
And everything was still good.
Yeah, I thought so.
So I wonder, so what was the moment that everything changed?
I feel like,
or what?
When you're like in love, like
¿qué pasó?
You see little like red flags. Like right before we got married, I saw some pictures of another female on the phone. And I was like, what's this? What do you mean? We got the ring, we're about to get married. Like, excuse me?
Oh, esto pasó before the wedding.
Yes.
Oh my God. How many months before the wedding?
No, this was like a week before.
Oh my God.
Yes. But I'm like, we already set the date. But it was very much like, no, esto fue like, they sent it to me and my cousin this and that. And oh yeah. And I was like, okay, well, you better tell blah, 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 like not to be doing that. Según yo, really putting my foot down.
Según putting your foot down?
Like I really told him.
You really?
Yeah, no. Then I would see that family member and I'd be like, side eye. I'm like, no, because little did I know that it was el mío que estaba haciendo eso,
no era ella.
No era él o el otro, or that he blamed it on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so I saw little things. And then when we were...
Like what other little things?
Okay.
Like we want to know like what are we looking for here? What?
So then we've been married for like a year, and I think we're laying down or sitting on the couch watching a movie, but that person's like, I'm like this, como así, and there's a pillow and they're laying on me with the pillow, right? And we're watching TV or movie or something. Just got back from church, went to dinner or went to go eat lunch, and then we were relaxing. And then obviously the phone was right there, like, and I could see like I'm right here trying not to look, but also looking.
Like I'm not looking, but I'm looking.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Well, he had gone and like looked up girl's name on Snapchat and then deleted it. And then like, or tried to see if it was added. No me acuerdo. Like, I don't remember exactly. But I was like, I kept my mouth shut. I was like, what Porque está literalmente like so close to me. He's right here. And he's
like,
on his phone and I'm back here. I can see it, you know?
Like, that's pendejo, te haces.
Dude, I was like, there's no way. He didn't even have the privacy screen ni nada.
Yeah. Mi, estás pendejo, te haces.
I was like, dude, I was so quiet. I was like, is this for reals?
Like, at least
I bit my tongue for a little bit. Yeah, at least go to the bathroom. Isn't that what they do nowadays? Like, go to the bathroom and like, I don't know.
Yeah, at least like escondidas.
Yeah, it's not escondida. I don't know if it was low-key so I could, no, I don't think so. Then I like bring it up and I'm like, where was that? Like, where were you looking up? Or why would you look up this person's name on your phone? And then he was like, oh, it's, and I left. Like, I left. I was like, I need to get away. Cause like, okay, you're married and everything's beautiful at first, but then come like the real, like, you have to learn how to work with them. You have to like, when they piss you off, when like little things like arguments, you
like,
have
you
to
can't
like
start cussing at each
No,
other. Like,
you-
te tienes que ir pa calmarte.
Yeah, but even then, I feel like that's what I saw for some of my life. So that's what I was like used to doing.
Like what?
Like just like leaving. Like I saw maybe my mom leave.
Like instead of confronting the problem.
Yes,
Okay.
Yeah. So then I'm like, I can't be doing this either. I don't want to repeat that.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh my God. But I was like, I'm so upset. I gotta go. Like I gotta go or else I'm gonna go crazy.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna start yelling, crying,
throwing your shit out the window.
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly. Like any girl would. So I left and he was like, oh, that was my brother's old relationship. Que no
Siempre
sé.
tenía una historia.
Oh, and it was good too.
Like,
good stories. Like
con
believable.
detalles.
Yes. Like to believe it para contentarme and then crying up a storm.
O cuando dicen que es su prima.
Yeah.
Like, oh, pero te llora. Like, he would, like, oh, no, I didn't do anything.
I would get home and he was always like, the waterworks. Oh my, I'm so sorry. No, I'm so sorry. I don't want to lose, blah, blah, blah. And then I'd never really seen a guy cry, to be honest. So I was like, oh, okay. But also we're married. So I'm like, is this really like, I feel like when you're married, or at least for me, I was like, I want it to be something that lasts. So maybe I stuck around or you put up with more.
Yes, it's because if you're married through religion, through church, it's just more like, tiene que ser algo bien, o que te la hayan hecho unas few times because you want to save your marriage and you want to like, I mean, it's normal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like a lot of people can relate to that. Like, they'll continue to, porque, okay, te pasa una vez and then you're like, well, I'm not going to leave him.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was just looking up a name. But if I see something else, and that's a different story. But I brushed it off. Like, me lloró and I was like, okay, fine. And I'm not the type to like...
Pues, ¿qué vas a hacer? ¿Lo vas a dejar y divorciarte?
Right.
You
I'm
know,
living
like,
with
what
the
are you
guy.
going to do?
Like,
Yeah.
We live
It's
together.
marriage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we live together. See that, whatever. And then
you get married.
Yeah, we have a big wedding. Family comes down. They stay here. Like,
That's what sucks. Yo cuando voy a una boda, I'm like,
the planning.
I'm like, are they gonna last? You know, it's so scary. I think it's like a super high rate of like divorce and stuff.
Oh,
so
yeah.
The
Well,
thing
even
with
now,
me,
like now that I think about it, I'm like, that's unfortunately, like I think about that now. I never used to, you know, about divorce. Or
yeah,
stuff like that,
I think it's just sad. And it sucks because like, what do? Do you just leave him right away? You know, it's hard. Like
everybody
it's like,
has their faults too. Like, I'm not perfect. I'm sure you're not perfect in your marriage. You like, pero tampoco no es nada para que.
I think it just depends what it is.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, luego you have your
Big old wedding. Oh my gosh. It was everything that I wanted. You could have whatever you want. Like,
I don't remember ever seeing your wedding pictures.
Really?
Or anything. Well,
This
me
was-
and you, like, we fell off talking for a few years.
yes. Yeah. Because you got into real estate and you started doing we got into real estate kind of around
And
the same
then
time.
you got into gym. Oh,
Yeah,
no,
I was
also
always in the gym, but-
No, but I don't remember, like, seeing...
Yeah. But it was really pretty. So beautiful.
Okay, so also, he was very much like a religious person y sus papás eran pastors as well. Like it was very, I think this is like the thing that I'm like, when you told me the story, I was like, pero what do you mean, you know? And this is why I'm always so scared of like religion, like excessive religion, because I'm like, it scares me that like they always, not always, but they put a front of like perfection and this, y luego they're not. And I think this is like what I wanted. Anyways.
No, for sure. I think, well, I thought I hit the jackpot with the religious family and background, and we were too. I mean, my tios are pastors, you know, like, but at the same time, I think for me at least, it's, like I would be around the family, but I feel like I couldn't really say certain things.
I couldn't be yourself.
I couldn't be myself. I could not be, but I still would, because nadie me va a detener. Like I would still say my things, pero como que
that.
Side eye. Porque nadie más iba a decir
porque
sus cosas.
Se quedan calladitos.
Bien calladitas, todas. Yeah, so I would say my things and it'd be like, oh my gosh, Daisy. But no, like, I'm real. Like, you're not perfect. Nobody's perfect.
I think that's why I was like so, como se dice, flabbergasted? I don't know, that it was like a very religious person, but like, you just don't do that, you know?
Yeah, well then, like, the family was super religious. They grew up like that, so they know it. They all know it like the back of their hand.
Yeah.
To the point where me and my testimony or with how I am with God is like, I've gone through some things and I have to rely on him, and that's why I have a relationship with God.
Yeah.
Versus they grew up knowing it. Had my mom forced it on us since we were like little, that'd be different.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, we have gone to church, but it was never for me. It was for them. Eventually it became for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, but then even like within the marriage, I started to find some things out that I was like, oh shoot, I didn't really know. I didn't know what was going on or what it was until I was in it. And I said, okay, all right, let me buckle in and let me protect this person. Let me protect, you know, your significant other. That's what you do, is you protect them. What happens behind closed doors is what happens behind closed doors. Nobody knows. So I think when everything happened, I was so mad because I'm like, dude, I protected you. And as you should, as a wife.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
you had the
way that you had me messed up. Like little things that morally are not correct. And but I didn't know until we were married.
Behavior wise is what you mean, right?
And there were things that I started learning after we were married within his character that morally I didn't align with. I was like, oh shoot, but I'm like, okay, well, we're already married, but now I'm finding this out, really, you know?
Y muy religious.
Exactly.
But the thing is, like, I fully believe there is marriages out there that are beautiful and but it's just, there's also some that are so fraud.
Yeah. Then, so before we're planning the big wedding, I was working 2 jobs. I was married and working 2 jobs. So I did real estate and then I bartended. And then I got into property management. So I left real estate for a little bit, got into property management, and I did property management 8 to 5. And then I would go and bartend until like 1 a.m. So that was my Fridays were from 8 a.m. to 1 a.m.
That was your Fridays, you said, or your whole week?
Fridays. My Fridays. Because my whole week I only worked 1 job. Okay. And then on the weekends, I would bartend.
It's when you would do the second job. Okay.
Because we were saving up. So that way, like, everything I wanted, I got. And I was paying stuff down. And also, I'm like, okay, I need to work 2 jobs because I want a house. And I want a nice house. So we need the income to be there. So I had done that for majority of the marriage. And I mean, we had locations on and everything. So I would check. And I'm not like super toxica donde like I'm gonna be checking location to see what you're doing, who you no. I'm just like, I'm working all day, let me see what they're doing. Oh, they're at this place, okay, they must be doing this. Oh, they're at this time, at this 12 o'clock hits. Oh, they're at home probably having lunch. You know, like that is
just like normal.
Normal. So I mean, I never thought anything of it. I would always check, oh, what they're doing. Oh, they're at their families when I'm working my second job, because I was working a lot. But again, like, I wanted a house, and that was what we had agreed on, is that I would do this, and we had conversations. And so I was working 2 jobs, and then I think after the big wedding for a little bit more, I did continue to work the 2 jobs. We got married in big wedding in July. Then come the following year, end of July, following year, like in January, we had that conversation where it's like, okay, so we've been married for 2 years. Like, what do we want to do besides get a house, besides do all the things that you're supposed to do, you know? Like, and we're like, okay, well, should we start like planning for babies? Or we hadn't been careful, but we weren't trying either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just, if it happened, it happened.
Because you're also like, si pasa, pasa. You were already married.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what's the worst that can happen? I'm not scared of it, you know?
Yeah.
But we had a conversation like on New Year's Eve where it was intentional. Like, what do you think? What do you think we should do? And he's like, we agreed that, hey, you know, I think I would love to have
a baby.
Of a baby, like for us to have a baby. And so I'm like, okay, cool. So maybe we'll start trying.
You're
now.
Excited now.
Yeah, I was
You're
so excited. Oh my goodness. Yeah, like I was excited because I'm like, I've always wanted to be a mom. Like, so then after that,
there was little things, but still, I'm sure it was a happy time in your life.
Oh yeah.
Still, or do you feel like you were already kind of like no?
No, I was still happy. Yes, I worked 2 jobs, but I thought I could handle it. I would ask him. I know we would try and be intentional with their time with each other. I would always make sure to get home and make food and had things ready and whatever was needed. I would Instacart it always, like, you know, just made sure we always had what we needed. I would go get it and try and be a good wife. Like the Proverbs 31 woman wife, which is said like, do this for your husband, submit, do this, do that. And I really took it upon myself to be like, okay, I really want to be this, you know?
Like you want to do it.
Yeah. Like I want to be the best.
Even though you were working, you were doing, you're like, let him lead. Let me let him do.
He's taking care of majority of the bills. Like I'm gonna do all the rest. Even though I worked 2 jobs and I was serving at church, I was burnt out all the time. But like I was doing what I needed to. Like everything.
Which is really good. That's like a lot.
It is a lot because now I'm like by myself and I'm like,
especially as a woman with hormones, like that's insane.
Literally, yeah. So then we decide like January of 2023, turning into 4 maybe.
That you were gonna have babies.
So then we start to be kind of intentional, right? And then nothing's really happening, but then that's the only thing I'm focused on. They say that when you're trying and when you're thinking about it, es cuando no pasa.
Oh my God, I've heard of that so many times.
Yeah, and because that's literally, it consumed my every single thought.
That's insane.
Yeah, because I'm like, okay, maybe this month, maybe this month, maybe this month, because I mean, it's very possible.
Yeah. And I mean, you were young, so you're like, I'm going to get pregnant fast.
Yeah, I go to the gym. We eat pretty good. Meal preps all the time. Like, you know.
Should be no time.
Right. You'll be eating a lot of hot Cheetos, but I'm like, nah, it's fine.
That can be it. Yeah. Okay, and at this point, you haven't caught him doing anything crazy, like cheating. Do you think that there was cheating happening at that time? Or do you think he was just really good at hiding it?
I never would have thought.
No?
I never would have thought.
But like because now, I fully, if you think about it, you're like...
Absolutely. ¿Alguien con tanto tiempo así?
Wait, ¿por qué tenía tanto tiempo?
Porque on Friday nights I was never home.
Y también
Saturday nights I was never home. Domingo we were at church. Monday through Friday I already knew his schedule. He would go work on cars and leave.
Did he have passwords?
I never knew the passwords to nothing.
Sí tenía?
Yeah.
I feel like that's a huge red flag.
What? Not to have passwords?
To have password on like your like, do you know how you can add additional passwords to shit like your photos and your like that's insane. Like that like if your man does that, please stop that. Like, you know, he's hiding something. Like,
I think that's a new thing though. Like with the recent updates. Okay, no, they didn't have that back then, and it was just like a normal passcode.
Yeah.
You know,
that's true.
Yeah. Dude, imagine if that was a thing.
Because I see it happen right now. Yeah. I'm like
immediately. Okay. So like every single month, I'm like, okay, maybe this month. But it was always thinking about my body was under a lot of stress. Oh, also during this time, I was working out.
Which it probably was because you were working 2 jobs and doing all of that.
I was working 2 jobs. I was going to the gym twice a day.
Twice a day
because I wanted to lose weight. I was like, okay, I kind of gained some weight. Like I got a little thick. And
también trying to be like looking good for him too.
Right. So I would go in the morning at 5 a.m. and I would go to Orange Theory at night. I was doing the most, dude.
You can literally give them the fucking world. And
So I would go to the gym at 5, get home at 6, and he would go to the gym at 6 until like cuando le daba la gana.
Según 4-hour workout.
Literally.
Yo nomás poniéndole fuego, ¿cómo se dice? Lumbre al fuego or whatever. Me as a narrator on the side.
She said. He would go to the gym, and then todos los meses que pasaba, like after we had that conversation in January, like in February, I think I was like low-key, I started overthinking, and I was like, is it me? Like, do I need to test my hormones? Are my hormones not good?
Like, can I not have kids?
Like, I don't know why I would have those thoughts. I'm like, and then God, I would have to really be like, nope, God didn't do this. He didn't. I'm not fearful. Like, I have to remind myself. So then I started pressing into God a little bit more during that time, but not fully.
Yeah.
And then I even got I went to go get my blood drawn, like my blood tested.
To check your hormone.
And there was this, my mom had told me, she's like, my friend, her daughter just got pregnant because she was using these strips. And it like tests, you pee on it and it like tests your pH balance, like your temperature of your body. And then it says the best temperature to conceive.
Yeah.
So I remember it was like February. And I remember I got home. Or no, I had got it in the mail and I showed him and he's like, what's that? And I was like, oh, they're like test strips. And it's February, mind you. We had just talked about this in January. And he's like, oh, and why do you have those? And like, he was mad. And I'm like, what? It's the morning. And I'm like,
we just talked about it. What do you mean?
Yeah, dude, I wish I would have been like that. But dude,
it's because you were young.
Yeah, I was I was like, what do you mean? Like we talked. And he was like, he got mad that I had those. And I was like, what? That's when I started feeling something. This is so normal. And he was someone to never get mad. He probably still don't get mad. Never gets mad. And I'm more of like the hothead. Would never get mad. And then he got mad about that. And I'm like, what? That's so random. Then he started getting mad at me for little
like
things.
Todo le molestaba.
Yes. And I was like, what's going on, God? What's going on? Something's up here.
I think you told me like you didn't really do anything, right? You just kind of went along with it for a few months.
Okay. Yeah. So
I remember, I think that's where you kind of started telling me from there and on.
So then the next month, nothing like
pasaron meses.
And the next month, I think we were getting to like a point where we weren't as affectionate with each other, like usually. And if you know what I mean.
I mean, that's pretty normal though. But also it was so early in your marriage. Like that happens like on your 10th. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. So I was like,
I'm
okay,
sure
we just talked about this. And then, I clocked it. I was like, pause, what's going on? So then we have a conversation that month. This was probably March. We have a conversation. I'm like, what's going on? Something's up. No, nada, todo está bien. Like everything's fine. Don't worry. I don't know what. And I'm like, okay. I started to have these feelings.
You know.
And then from there, I started to really, really lean into God, like a lot. I was like, okay, God, what's going on? Something's going on in my marriage. This needs to be fixed. It says the power of a praying wife. Your word says this. Like, I was really like, no, this is going to turn around because I believe it will.
Yeah, yeah.
And I got to a point during that time, during those like 4 months, donde like, I couldn't even listen to regular music. Que gasolina, I couldn't listen to none of it. I was just only listening to Christian music.
Like, you were praying so hard for this marriage.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
yep. And he didn't know that was all I was doing. Like, it was very in the background. Yeah. Then it got to a point where we would pray for each other every day before bed. And I would pray over my husband and we would pray. And then one night he would pray for me and we would take turns. And I would be like, hey, it's your turn to pray. He's like, no, I don't really want to pray.
Porque the guilt.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
That's so
I was like
wrong.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, okay, don't worry. Like, I'll pray. And then I noticed that person, he stopped wanting to be around his family. Stopped wanting to be around his family or my family. Because both of our families are super religious and they're going to clock it. God is going to tell them like something's up.
So he didn't want to. He was feeling guilty about it.
So then I started seeing little things and I was like, nope, yo terca, nope. We're still, I'm going to fight for my marriage if that's all I do.
Which is so valid. Yeah. Like, it's so like what I would want everyone to do. Yeah. You know, before, because it's a lot right now where it's like any little inconvenience, I'm divorced, you know? So I love that. Like, you were doing it the right way. Like how, like, to try to save your marriage.
Yes.
You know?
I did. I really did. And then we have a family trip with my family in Disney for my little sister's 5th birthday. So we took her to Disney and he lived there. So he knew a lot of places to go. So he was going to show us around. So we all went to Disney. And I'm over here thinking like, maybe like I would have these pensamientos like maybe at Disney.
The spark
is we're going to be relaxed. We're not going to be at home. Something's, you know. And no, tampoco. So I was like, I would cry myself to sleep all the time. And like, see, he didn't even know that I was crying myself to sleep because I was like, is it me? Like, what do I look not a certain way? Like, that's why I was going to the gym twice a day, praying. Like, I was trying to do all the things, making sure he always had everything. Like,
the thing is, I feel like it's so sad thinking because it's like women go through that like one time in their life and then it completely changes you. It like removes your sweetness from you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure it's going to be harder to be sweeter to a man now that you know what I mean? Like, it removes, I don't know. I feel like it removes the like sweetness.
Yes. Well, because I was very like outspoken. I've always been. But when I was in that, I was not myself. I was not outspoken. I was very like, I would say things, but nothing too crazy para molestar. You know, like I was really trying to bite my tongue. That's not how I am.
I feel like you just maybe, what was that you didn't? Because I feel like you would typically be like, what?
Yeah, no, like, I think it was because I was just trying to be the perfect wife. And wives don't talk back. They submit and whatever they say goes. And I was trying to be that, but that's not me.
And what do you think about that now? Do you feel like you would do
You're getting all of me. Like, everything.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna change how I am for somebody. It's either it works and you love me for all of me and how I am, or you don't.
Yeah.
Because this is not changing.
So you wouldn't do that again?
No.
Because there is women like that right now that like fully submit their...
If that's what works for you, that's what works for you. Yeah. That's fine. But from my own experience, knowing how I am, that's not what I would want for myself. That's how I see that.
Okay, luego then.
So then I noticed like little things, getting irritable, but still, I'm still super like praying, you know, all these things.
And then at this point, and it's March, y luego pasan más meses.
So then in April...
And you're just like crying yourself to sleep, just like moving along.
And nobody knew. Nobody knew nothing. Nobody, not my best friends, not my mom. Nobody knew nothing because this was, I'm taking this on for myself. I'm going to be quiet about it.
So what was those months like?
Oh, it was so hard.
Like, do you llegabas y nomás era like...
Llegaba and I mean, I would call and be like, hey, so what are we doing for dinner? Or like, what, I want to do this.
You
like,
were
you know,
trying,
the typical, yeah. So no matter what, I was still trying. He's like, oh, you know, I'm going to go do this for this. I'm going to go do this for a job or work. I'll be back. Siempre entraba, salía. Like, it was always like that. But I was used to that.
So he probably would cheat before. No, but I mean, you saw the signs, so maybe he didn't. Who knows?
Now, knowing what I know now, oh yeah.
Yeah, you think?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. But I didn't think that then, you know? So yeah, we would have those conversations because I would try to like, do you ever check in with your spouse?
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah.
How are you doing? Like, how am I doing? What can we do better?
All the time. Yeah. Was he older than you or younger?
Yes, he was older.
Okay.
Like 3-4 years.
Okay.
So I would be the one to initiate the whole like, hey, so how are you doing? Like, is there anything I can help you with? Like, how am I doing? How are we doing as a relationship? What can we do better? Like, you know, because it's at the end of the day, it's marriage is work. Relationships are work.
It's not just go with the flow.
Yeah.
You have to put intention, work, aunque no quieras, like do it. Yeah.
Yes. And that's like with any relationship, like friendships, relationships,
exactly.
like all of it. So we got back from Disney and my mom called me randomly and is like, Daisy, what's going on?
Why? She caught the vibe.
Yeah. She's like, what's going on? And I'm like, what do you mean? I noticed this. God, I was driving and God told me this. And she told me to pray for you and your husband. And sentí algo when we were in California. And I start bawling.
Aww,
like a baby. Oh my gosh. I could think about it now, cry because I'm like...
Your mom just knows.
Yes, they know.
And your mom's like your best friend.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So I'm like, no, mom, this is happening. You know, I start telling her everything. And she's like, okay, here's what you're going to do. You're going to pray for them and do this, that, the third. I'm like, Mom, I'm trying. I am.
She no sabe que that you've been praying for months.
I have been doing all of that. Yeah. And she's like, okay, well, I don't know what she knew. She knew more than I did, but she didn't want to tell me. She didn't tell me till after.
She just knew just by knowing from experience, obviously. Like, sabe.
No, I don't think it was experience. I really think that she was like, nope, God told me. I'm driving and I'm praying and I see this. And my mom is very like...
Intuition.
Yes. God be talking to her.
Yeah.
God be telling her stuff. Like, for real.
She's very connected with God.
Yes. Yes. So I was like, oh, shoot. This is not one of those things. Because normally she'd be like, I feel like maybe this and that. And I'm like, okay, Mom, like that, whatever. But with this, it was so spot on that I'm like, oh my gosh, how do you know? you know?
Yeah,
it was
like,
one of those
things. It was
things.
scary that she knew so much.
Yeah, without knowing. So then we get back from California and it's May, and I go out to lunch with some friends, some coworkers. We meet up for lunch, and I get like a random message on Instagram, because my Instagram is very public.
Yeah.
I was all over there with like my relationship and the gym and all that. And I get like a random message, and it was like, hey, I just want to let you know, I saw your husband with a woman and she looks pregnant. She's pregnant. She's 5 months pregnant.
No.
Yes. And it's an anonymous message.
Where, on Instagram or
On
text?
Instagram.
How do you send an anonymous message on Instagram?
Well, okay. Yes. So it was like a fake profile. It was a fake profile, but I had been super like, I was starting to feel something, and I was like, I was super public. I went private. So it was in my message request, and it had been sent like days before, but I never saw it because I never looked.
Okay, why did you go private?
I went private because I was like, I am really going through something, and I'm going to close this off. Like, I don't want everybody to be in my business. Something's going on, especially after what my mom told me, you know? So I was like, oh no, that's what's not going to happen, you know?
Wait, what did your mom tell you?
Well, just that like she felt like ella
también tenía un presentimiento.
Yes, and that God told her, and that, you know, so I was like, oh no, I went private, and that's how I got like a message request with a fake profile that said that.
That said that they saw him with another girl that was pregnant.
That was 5 months pregnant. I don't know how they would know.
And did you believe it?
No.
When you saw it, you're like, no.
I literally was like, I sent my friends, like my coworkers that were with me, they're like, I was like, oh my gosh, guys, I just got this message. Isn't that crazy? And they were like, Daisy, call him. And I'm like, what do you mean? So I sent it to him, and I was like, oh my gosh, babe, like, can you believe I got this message? Like, that's crazy.
Like, bien sin saber.
Sin saber nada. Yes.
Like, your friends were more believing it than you were.
And I was like, no, guys, like, this is crazy, you know? So then I opened it, or I sent it to him, and it's like Friday. It's Friday. We had barely ordered like an appetizer or something, you know? And he was like, I talked to him. I'm like, can you believe I got this message? He's like, what message? I was like, I just sent it to you.
Le llamaste.
Yes, I called him. He's like, I just sent you the screenshot. And he was like, Daisy, I need to talk to you. And when I tell you,
your heart dropped.
And I probably went like 100 miles per hour going home. I went home so fast, but it felt so long. It felt like the longest car ride of my life. And I remember calling my mom. I'm like, Mom.
On the way there.
Yes. I got this message. I'm going to go talk to him. She's like, okay, keep me posted. Let me know what happens. Yeah. I go into the apartment. I'm like, what's going on? He's already crying.
Pinche llorón. I'm so mad right now.
Yeah. He's already crying up a storm. And he's like, es porque, you know, I met somebody at the gym, and one thing led to another, and this is going on. And I was like,
and that's going on pregnant.
He's like, she said she's pregnant.
Did he think it was his? Like, she says she's pregnant from him. Yeah. Like, te dijo, pretty much.
And I don't really know, like, I was in denial, obviously, because I'm like, if a woman can be with somebody's husband, what's not to say that that person is not also with other people?
Like, what makes it believe that it is his, pretty much?
Yeah.
But it could be, pretty much.
Yeah. So I was low-key in denial, kind of. But that happened on Friday. And then, I won't give you the details of everything else that happened, but...
No, give me the details.
She said, no, I want to know.
No, I want to know the details.
Well, nothing crazy. I mean, he swore I was crazy, but I think it was a very valid reaction for what I just found out.
Like, you went crazy.
Yes.
Okay.
But he was so scared. Oh my gosh. God forbid a woman goes crazy over finding something out like that. It was like, I don't want you. I made him give me all the details. And he's like, I don't want you to drive me anywhere. You're going to kill me. Like, he's right.
Te dijo la tía. Ay, muy victim.
Yes.
Muy victim.
Like, shut up.
Yeah. Okay. So then on
Friday.
So the message, did you ever find out who sent it, or was it her? It was probably her that sent it.
I don't know. But I mean, if I were in that position and I was at home pregnant with somebody, another woman's husband's child, I would have handled things differently. I think I would have been like, girl to girl, hey babe.
No, but there's no girl to girl here because she knew you were married.
Yes,
that
exactly.
He was married.
Exactly.
And also, I think you told me that there was people that knew about it but wouldn't tell you about it. But that's also hard because it's like, a lot of women wouldn't have wanted for somebody else to let them know.
Yes.
So do you feel like, okay, is that true? What I just said, that a lot of people knew, but they didn't tell you. But would you have wanted them to tell you?
Probably not. I'm glad things happened the way that they did. Yeah. It's so hard to, like, after that, I was like, how do you trust people, like they see you walking around and they don't tell you anything. Like, I don't know.
It's just hard because I feel like women sometimes they know, you know, like les dicen like, hey, your man messaged me, luego se enojan, you know, or something. So, but anyways.
Yeah. So then I end up finding out, and Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday comes along. I didn't eat. I didn't sleep. I didn't nothing, because it's like the most heartbreaking thing you could ever like go through. And
no, I cannot even imagine the love of your life getting another woman pregnant.
Mind you, like that had been all I've been thinking about for the last 5 months.
And you're doing absolutely everything, praying, trying to look good, working, making dinner, everything.
Yeah. I always say like it was 2 heartbreaks in one, because not only did I find that out and the person that I thought the world of like just betrayed me completely, but then that person also went and had a baby with someone else, and I wanted to be a mom more than anything.
That's what makes me so sad for you.
Yeah.
Like you were obsessed with it at that time.
Yeah. And like it was hard for those times. And then even then, like I think I went to go meet her.
Okay, so how did that go down? You went to the gym one day and then you found her there?
I know what gym they go to. That's where we met. Wow, surprisingly. We met at the same gym.
Yeah, like ahí lo miraba.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I know people who go around that time, because I know people that go to the gym for a long time.
Yeah.
Said, hey, did you ever see my husband with this person? Yes. Okay. She goes, well, yeah, I did see them together. Like they would work out together. And I'm like, cool. Okay, so is she there now? Yep, she's here now. I'm on my way.
Was this with like a personal trainer or a public gym? I'm just wondering.
Public gym.
Okay.
Very public gym.
Yeah. Where everybody would go work out at.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I went and confronted her because, again, I was in denial for myself. I'm like, she's just saying that she's not pregnant. Sure enough, got there, saw a belly, and I had to go have that conversation because that person was never going to want to have that conversation with me. So I had to go and do it. And then, but I think it was only the grace of God, because I cannot tell you how I had that conversation with the other woman.
Like how you didn't go off on her.
Well, she's like pregnant, so I can't.
So you couldn't.
No, that's off the table. But like sit down and be as composed as I was.
You actually sat down?
Not sat down. We was literally right outside the gym. And I said, okay, let's go talk. Because I was like, hey, are you this person? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, let's go. We need to talk.
And she told you all the details. Not all the details, pero
she told me what she wanted. I mean, it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter because she still knew that he was married, I'm sure.
Right. According to her, she didn't. But I mean, everybody in Tri-Cities, I felt like knew.
Yeah, because your Instagram was so public. Like, you know, también.
And so was his.
Obviously, you see his social media. Like, you could see that he's married. Like, there's no way that you didn't. Like, there's no way.
I guess, like, I think she said like, oh, that you guys were having problems and weren't together and weren't going to be together. And I was like,
but girl, have you not seen that every man says that when they're like trying to cheat? Like, of course, like tell him leave first and then we'll be together. Like, it's not that hard.
Yes. And
okay, so you had a conversation.
Yeah, so then I didn't know what I was going to do. I had no idea what I was going to do. Oh my gosh. And then like when I found out, as soon as I found out I left, I went straight to my mom's and I just bawled to my mom. And she was also crying with me. And I think if I could go back and change anything, I wish my sister wouldn't have saw that. Yeah. She saw everything and I wish she wouldn't have. But it was very hard for a really long time, from May to September when the baby was born. So hard. Like I didn't even want to leave the house. I was so embarrassed. I didn't want to. I had anxiety. I went through a lot of depression. I went through a lot of like anger with God. Pure anger. Like, God, you said, like the Bible says, you know my heart's desires. And this is what I wanted so much. And it was taken away from me.
And then with the amount of praying you were doing, like you almost felt
so
like...
mad. I was like, what did I do wrong? I was so angry with God. Like I didn't go to church. I wanted nothing to do with him. But I also knew that he was the only thing that was going to take me out of it, you know? So I remember like even the day that the baby, because we still didn't know. He was still very much like, pues no sé, like, what if it's not my baby? He was still trying to play like if it wasn't going to be his, you know?
And you moved out to your mom's at that point?
No, I moved out completely. Not with my mom.
Not with your mom.
But I moved out. But then I would go back. Then I would move out. It was so
like
hard.
slowly, pues. Because again, you're going back to, you have that God thing in you, and that thing is like, it's your marriage. So it's not like you're just like...
Yeah. And I even was like, I was even like, maybe this is part of our testimony together. And in that sense that like, what if we overcome this? Like, because I was still willing to... Because
it happens.
Yeah.
Because it does happen. Like, when you meet someone young, you become so many different versions of yourself. Some people go through some shit with their partners.
Oh, yeah.
And then like 5 years later, like they're completely different person than they were when they were that way. And so that's what you were hoping.
Right.
You know?
So, and I even remember the day that the baby was born, I felt it. I couldn't get up. I was crying. Like, I couldn't get up any day.
Yeah.
I could not leave my bed. It was so hard to even get up and go about my day. I couldn't.
That's crazy. Te pusiste en una depresión, super depressed.
Super duper. Like days where my friends, I had to call my best friends and they were always there. And I'd be like, guys, I don't know if today, like, I'm able to do this. I need somebody here with me, you know, because I was like, I don't know what's going to happen. Like, I'm really not stable, you know, and they were always there. They saw it all. And yeah, I mean, I'm just really thankful that
they were there for you. Yes. And then they didn't like belittle it. Like, oh, you'll be fine.
A lot of people would tell me like, oh, like, you're not the first and you're not going to be the last. And I'm like, okay, cool. But I'm hurting.
That's crazy that someone would say that. Like, that doesn't...
Yeah, but I'm hurting right now. Like, what do you mean? I had to do counseling, like, therapy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, basically, so in September when I found out about the baby, I felt it in my stomach and I was by my bedside crying. Couldn't get up, crying. And I had told him, I said, hey, so I found out about this baby anonymously over the internet or on the internet. So how about you tell me when that baby is born? Because I would rather it come from you than I see it posted. Then I went MIA ghost. I deleted everything. I didn't have no social media. I was not like out, nothing.
We're just so depressed. Like, you didn't care to have anything. It wasn't even like a thought. Like, you're like, let me just, like, for my marriage, like, let me just focus on
for myself.
So at that point, were you like, I'm done with him? Or you were more like, you were just sad,
I didn't know it was gonna happen. I was so sad.
Yeah. You said you would go with him, like you would try.
Yes, well, because I mean, you're so hurt, but that was my husband, and I just wanted to feel some sort of comfort, whether that be with the person that hurt me or not.
And okay, did he feel regret at that point, or was it more like...
I think he definitely went through it.
Yeah.
He did go through it. I did see him like not really be himself, but he also, it's because he saw me hurting. I was in front of him hurting. And he's like, probably to him, it's like, I did this to somebody. Like, I really did.
He didn't think of the extent of how much it would hurt you, obviously.
No, because I don't think he thought he was going to get caught. I don't think he thought she was going to get pregnant. Because his words, he never thought that she would have gotten pregnant. And yeah, basically saying, I didn't think I was going to get caught. So I do think that it had been happening. And then come to find out years later I still find out that, oh yeah, he was messing around with me while he was with his ex. And he would say he was like, I found a lot of people came out that, and I was like, okay.
I just think of like all that praying that you did. God did answer your prayers.
No, he did not.
He answered your prayers of removing that person out of your life and getting her pregnant, because
I would have never left.
Imagine you would have, I don't know, I'm sure it would have been beautiful to have a baby, because a baby is always a blessing because you wanted a baby, but like,
oh yeah, and it was literally like
been connected to that person forever,
and it was God's protection of me, because
even though in that moment you didn't see it, it was a blessing.
It was like, because I didn't get pregnant, and imagine us both pregnant at the same time.
No, y luego eso, but you were so young. Like, what are the odds that you couldn't get pregnant at that time when you were so young? Like, that's crazy, you know? It was like God answering your prayers, but in a different way.
Yes, he protected me for sure. For sure. Because then like the more when you like go through something with someone, then eventually like your love binoculars go away and you see that person for who they are and you take them off like the pedestal that you have them on. Then I'm like, wow, I don't really like that person and how they are. You start to see them differently.
Okay, y luego qué pasó después de eso?
So he eventually tells me, he's like, the baby was born. I see a picture. I'm like, oh, definitely your baby.
Like, there's no DNA testing here.
No DNA test needed. We're good.
Oh my God.
Because he had said like, oh, we'll get a lawyer. We'll get a parenting plan. We'll make this work. We'll get this. We'll do that. Okay, still telling me all these things that was going to happen had we tried to work it out. We're going to go into counseling. I'm going to do this. I'm going to switch my jobs because he had a lot of free time. And that was the issue, all the free time he had.
So you ended up like working things out with him
for a little bit
because I mean he was telling you, but you knew it was his, but you guys were just like, okay, like we'll work it out, but
we'll see what happens. Yeah, we'll see what happens. And then eventually we got to a point where we're like, nope, we can't do this. He's like, actually, no, can't.
You started seeing the real him.
Yeah. I also was like, I can't do this because every single day is insecurity, anxiety. Every single day, what is being said to this other party, what's being like, it was just weird. And I was like, this is not the life I want for myself.
Of like, what do you mean? Like what people were saying, or what do you mean?
No, like, I mean, I would wake up and be like, I wonder what he's telling the other woman that has the baby.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, what's going on? What are our conversations? Like, I would drive myself crazy.
Yeah. So, and then it's like, where is he right now? What is he doing? Is he lying? Because I know you were telling me like they have el celular at the house.
Yes.
And then you thought he was home, but he was at the gym.
Yes, because I would sometimes at the bar, if it was slow, they'd be like, oh, well, you can go early. And one time I got home early and he wasn't there, but his phone was there. Y vino a that and he didn't know.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's and he didn't know.
That's when you know he was doing it before. Oh, yeah. He would leave the phone at home and go.
Yeah, all the pieces started connecting. But no, I think after that, I mean, I just started to, eventually I filed for divorce because he was like, I'm taking you off all of my bills and we have to start splitting finances and stuff like that. And I'm like, nope. You want to go have another family? This is what you're going to do until the judge says different.
Yeah, that's good. You put
because I was like, no. I was so angry at God. I was angry at him. I was angry at myself because I'm like, dude, I protected you from so much.
Like if somebody would bash him or something, you'd be like, no.
Like I think that the whole world thought he was this perfect person, hasta los papás. Perfect, beautiful son, amazing. And I'm over here dealing with things at home.
The real him.
The real him. Things at home that I just did what a wife did, shut my mouth and did what needed to be done every single day.
Oh my God.
And so I was pissed. I'm like, you have the audacity to do this to me because everything I did was just out of love, always.
Yeah.
You know?
Just, like all you did, all you gave him, everything was just so much love.
Yeah. And even like I went and told his family, told his parents because I'm sure he hid it so well that they didn't know who he was or how he was. Told everybody because I'm sorry, you're not going to walk around.
He would put a front of like, he's perfect, he's good. That you believed it when you met him.
Absolutely,
and then the truth, the real him came out.
Yes. I just told his family because I could have gone and I could have been real petty. I could have gone and dragged both of them. I could have gone and done the most. Like if I didn't have God in my life, and I think I told her like, you're lucky I have God in my life because if I didn't, this could have gone. I would be in jail.
Yeah. You would be in jail or...
Actually, no. I'm so serious. I would be in jail.
Yes. También. Todos.
Yeah, everybody.
That's funny.
No, but yeah, but I didn't. And then after that, we finally got a divorce last September.
Dang, barely
a year. Last September. But I mean, we had been separated before.
For a while already.
Yeah. But then it was hard. The whole healing process, everything was just hard.
The whole starting anew. Finding yourself again as a girl, not a married person.
By myself. What do I like to do? What do I like? Oh yeah, you have to learn to fall in love with yourself again because I thought not the best of myself. Because I'm like, what was it? Do I need to look like this? Do I need to do this? I compared myself a lot. And then I looked at all my faults with the marriage. I worked too much. I didn't pay enough attention. Like I blame myself for a really long time.
And it was not you.
It was not me.
That's all I'm saying. Oh my God. Like it's insane. pain, what you went through.
Yeah, but
last September
we got divorced.
Was official.
Official.
I mean, it's still so fresh.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know it was that. Like, maybe you told me, but I didn't realize that it's so fresh. Like, you're barely starting to really know yourself. But you were, obviously, it was official, the divorce, but you were separated.
Before.
Oh,
yeah. For at least 6 more months prior to that. So, the good thing is like, I felt all the hurt all at once. And then after, like, I'm really sensitive. So, I felt all the hurt all at once. And then I was like, okay, well, now I need to start healing. And so, I took it upon myself during that time to like, this is my time to really fix and see what's going on. And then I think me and my family went
like within yourself. But also it's like, there's no way that you could be perfect.
No.
Nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
Like, that's what you were trying to be. Like,
yes.
Perfect. But like, because he never, you were just trying. That's what you knew best to do.
Yes. But I also like, I think barely like now, I'm like, wow, that was never me. And I'm so glad that I'm not in that because that's not me.
Like, now you look back at her and you're like,
oh, no, because you took my problem.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, lo que pasa, whatever is none of my business. Yeah. Unfortunately, this town is so small that like people be telling me, but it's not my loss.
No, it's his loss. Yeah, it's his loss because you were like amazing and they still fucked you over, but there's better things coming.
Yes.
That's
and now
like
I have such an appreciation. Like luckily, I don't think I was bitter towards guys or men. I think I was bitter towards marriages.
Okay.
Not to men though. Cause I'm like, no, just because this person is like this, I'm still going to be me. I'm still going to love and be with whoever I encounter, whatever that means, whatever my next, like, I'm not going to be the bitter, all guys suck. No, I'm not that.
Okay. That's beautiful. Yes. I'm glad that
No, it didn't turn me bitter in that sense. But I think...
But with marriage...
Yeah.
Do you think you would get married? Never say never, right?
Yeah. I think for a minute, I was like, nope, I'm never getting married again. Never doing that again. But I will say I'll do things differently. I think that I'll live with the person before I and I like want to know. I don't care. I want to know how you are. I want to know when you're upset. I want to know like all of it. Like, I want to know all your flaws up front.
Ya que lleven unos añitos.
I'm not trying to find that out. I want to know that.
I want to know how you react to things.
Yes. Like, and then I want it to be real. I don't want you to say you love God because I love God. Yeah. Because I love God.
Yeah.
How about do it for yourself?
Yeah.
Just be real about it. Because I think I was given like a fake
be
facade.
Authentic with it. Genuine. Like if there is like like a connection with God, it just comes to you. There's no like trying
to be somebody
you're not.
Yeah, it hurt me a ton. Like broke my heart in so many different ways. But I just know that like now looking back, like if I were to ever have a baby, oh my gosh, that baby would be so loved. That baby, I'm gonna have so much appreciation. Like my baby is not gonna be born out of like it's gonna be beautiful, like
that's what makes me so happy for you. That even though in that moment you were like so mad at God about it and you would pray so much, like I'm so happy that your prayers were answered in that way. That like he was like, no, you're not getting pregnant from this person. It's like he literally protected you. Yeah. Like that's crazy.
Yep.
It's almost like a testament. Is that
my testimony?
Is your testimony? Is that like the word for it?
Yes.
Because it's like when they say like God, tú le dices tus planes, and then I don't know what it is, but like I can't remember what the saying is. ¿Cómo va el saying? Dile a Dios tus planes y él te...
I've heard different versions, like where he laughs.
Yeah.
Or it all had to happen, because if it didn't, I don't think it would have pushed me to like in my career step out of the box and really want things for myself, because I was dependent upon a man to give me that. But now it's like, nope, do it for yourself, by yourself.
And I feel like if he wouldn't have gotten her pregnant, you were going to be in that marriage and he was going to have a double life. Like it was going to be a life that you were going to waste more years in, your youth.
Yeah. There's so much like coming out of it. It was hard because there was so much like shame that I carried. Like I didn't want to leave the house, because if I left the house, oh my gosh, somebody's going to know. I carried a lot of shame and like guilt because I failed as a wife. I couldn't keep my marriage together, because that's what comes with divorce. You get divorced and it's like, I failed. There's shame, there's all that stuff,
and then it's like then you start hearing people that they're talking about you and they're it wasn't that you weren't worried about that. It was so hurt shame.
That I was so hurt. I was never worried about what people were saying, because only my true people that were in it with me that knew what really was happening.
Oh my God. Well,
yes.
What's next?
Right now, I'm just like still learning to love myself in different ways. I think it's still like when navigating relationships and friendships, because there was a time where I was very available to everyone because I wanted to be occupied. And now I'm kind of transitioning into just working really because I have goals that I want, things that I want to accomplish, to where it's like I can't be as available. But even then in relationships, I think that you're never really done healing. You're always going to be, something will come up. And I saw something a few days ago that I was like, oh my gosh, this kind of hurt me. Like, you know what I mean? Or
like it reminded you of
it reminded me of it. And I was like, what? And it's not to say that I'm not over it. I don't know.
It's not like you can just get over it. Like, that's not like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, but there's still going to be things that remind you.
Yes. And it's not to say that I like want that person back. No. I think I wish them like literally nothing but the best, and their family, ill will, no malas intenciones, nada. But I will say, like, I remember after we signed the papers for divorce, I called him and I said, look, buddy,
look,
pal,
friend,
not even friend,
pal.
Yeah. I was like, look, I told him, dude, no. I did tell him like, hey, like, please learn from this. Like, don't continue it. Be good to the person. I wish that, like, because I'm like, I don't wish the pain that I went through on
anybody,
them,
on your worst enemy,
on my worst enemy. I don't even have one, but like, I don't wish it on anyone, because I know that God gave me this because he knew I could carry it. He knew I could handle it. He knew that I would be, so much good would come out of it, and it did. But I did tell him, like, look, you, God forbid, but like, you don't know if this can happen to your babies. You don't know how it can affect you, to where you can really be like, oh shoot, this is not okay, you know? But I said, look, just be good to the person and change your ways. Like, this is not okay for you to go around being like this.
Okay, one last thing. He ended up staying with that person.
Yes.
But then he wanted to work it out with you as well.
Yeah. He was in limbo. I was in limbo. There was a time where,
But then at the end, it was just like, no.
Yeah. I mean, I get it, because you want your family to have both parents, right? Like your babies, maybe.
But that's crazy to each their own, you know, but that's crazy.
Now it's just work, friends, relationships, gym, church.
Are you back? You feel better with God now?
Yeah.
And
now he's my homie.
Now you're like, thank you, God.
Literally. Thank you, God.
Even though in that moment you're like,
I was so mad.
What are things that you would tell women that are going through the same thing or struggling in their marriage, or just any advice for women that
I think
that you wish you knew at that time, you know?
Yeah. I think that for someone who's been or is in a relationship where they find infidelity and betrayal to be one of the things that they think they can't leave, I just would want anybody to be able to confide in me, because I get it. I was there. It's okay if you can't leave, but one day you will be strong enough to be able to do that. I know, like, for a while people were like, oh, well, she's dumb. Like, those are the thoughts that would come to my head. What if people thought I was dumb for staying, or what if all of these things? And it's like, nope, you're not dumb. I think that if a girl finds herself in a situation where she can't leave, it's okay. Like, give yourself grace. One day you will be able to, and it'll be fine.
One day you will be strong enough to leave. I think it happens
so much,
so often. Like, there's so much girls that judge.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like it's also sucks. It also sucks when they just leave right away. Like, it's hard because it's like you don't know, you know, when I feel like you just know yourself. Like, you have to be.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I feel like me and my friends would find ourselves like, you know, chismeando all the time about, oh, this person that. And now I'm just like, because they're like, oh, this person did this and they stayed. And it's like, look at me. You are nobody to judge. You never know when it's going to happen to you.
You don't know nothing. Yeah. And that's where I hold myself when I hear somebody saying like, and she stayed. I'm like, but you don't know. There's don't know kids what you involved would do. Sometimes. It's a marriage. Like, you don't just leave right away.
You don't know what you would do until you're in it. Yeah. And there's no like book. There's no book that says like, this is how you're supposed to do it. And then you're going to do this. Like, no, you just go about it the best you can.
And then in your head, you're like, I'll leave his ass if he cheats on me. Also, you love them. And like, they're also human sometimes. Yes. You know, like, it's not always I'm not saying like that fully like forgive someone for cheating, because I don't know if I would forgive cheating myself, but I don't know, because thankfully, thank God, it has never happened to me. But also I love my person so much, and also like they're human, but not cheating. I'm not saying you could cheat at, but you know what I mean? But like I would, like, I have forgiven things because I'm like, okay, también a guy's not perfect, you know, like you can't expect perfection on someone.
No, for sure. It's, you don't know what someone's going through. You don't know, you can't really say too much about their life because you don't know when it's going to happen to you.
One last question. What is the lesson?
One of the big things is like, if you will now, if I'm going into something, I do not want to lose. And I feel like a lot of the times women lose their, like, what they like to do, their identity, because they put it on a man. Because it's like, no, that person likes you because of who you were before you met them. You were doing this, that, and the third. Don't start now. Of course, don't be disrespectful. You know, don't be, but it's like, you can't put anything on a pedestal. I learned that. You can't put it, because it can be taken away from you, whether it be a job, whether it be your health, whether it be like a relationship. Like, you cannot put them on a pedestal, and try to stay true to yourself. Like, keep being yourself. Don't be consumed by another person.
Yes, 100%. And that's what I tell my friends that are single. I'm like, find someone that it's so freeing. Being able to just be yourself, and like, you don't have to like, you know, and I see it, but also again, no judgment towards those women, because also like,
it happens. Give yourself grace, it happens,
pero nomás te estamos aconsejando.
Sí.
You know?
I think those are the two. And then of course I learned, like, everything happens for a reason, and you don't know it maybe at the time that you're going through something. And that's now, whenever I go through something, I'm like, okay God, why? I already want to know the why. I know this is for a reason, why? But it's gonna come eventually. Like, you find out the why
later on. Thank you so much for sharing your story. I feel like a lot of women are going to be like, they're going to relate to it. And it was a really good conversation, and thank you so much for sharing.
Of course. I'm glad that I'm finally at a place where I can share, like, como si nada, and be good, because I would always ask God to give me my testimony, or to give me, like, what's my purpose? Give me my testimony. And sure enough,
he gave it to me. He gave it to you.
And the way I want it.
I'm honestly so excited to see you. Like, it's so nice to know that you have a whole beautiful life ahead. Like, it's so beautiful. Like, everything that you're still going to go through, like, you're going to still find your actual true love. You're going to have one day, si Dios quiere, beautiful kids. And like, I'm just so excited to see you. Maybe not right now, because you're going to...
God's timing.
Your time, but I'm so
right
excited
now,
for you. Ahorita, party it up, that. I'm just kidding.
No, I think right now it's like, I'm kind of like selfish. Do I really want to, like, no, it's all about me right now. And I can't imagine a life of, you know, different. So
like, there's no right or wrong time of like when to move on or when to find someone else. But I'm so glad that you're healing and like growing your career and focusing on you and whatever comes.
Well, thank you for having me on. This was fun.
Cheers.
I feel like it's just like a little girl chat.
Okay, bye. Thank you guys. I will talk to you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.